This is iPadOS 18 and this is iPadOS 26, and we have got a lot to uncover today. So first things first, after this update the iPad will look more like the Mac, but I do have a few mixed feelings about this one. I'm not really sure about certain stuff that they have done. So the first thing you might have noticed that we have iPadOS 26 instead of 19. So it's basically after the years Apple did this to unify the entire lineup, but for this one in specific we're only gonna cover iPadOS. So my name is Prithviraj and let's get started. Also, if you wanted to try out iPadOS 26 for yourself, at the end of this video I'll show you how you can do that. Alright, the biggest talking point has been the liquid glass look. And to be honest, I'm not really a fan. You might have seen all the memes on Reels and stuff that it looks very similar to Windows Vista from back in 2005, 6, 7, something like that. But this is what I have an issue with, the control center. Let's talk about that. This is the side-by-side of the two control centers. Just let me know which one you would prefer for yourself. Because the one we are getting with the iOS 26 doesn't have enough contrast. We don't have the blur background anymore. So it is kind of an overlay that is coming on top of your apps and it looks very weird, to be honest. When you open it once you're inside any app, then it looks fine, to be honest. But if you open it standalone on the home screen, then it looks very weird. Just take a look. So leaving the liquid glass gimmick aside, Apple has really stressed on the multitasking features of the iPadOS a lot. Apple Intelligence, well, it still sucks, to be honest, and Siri, let's not even talk about that. So let's just skip to the good part and talk about the multitasking experience. Earlier, we used to have two kinds of multitask. One is the usual split screen multitask. Another one is the stage manager. That one was really a messed up thing. It wasted so much of screen real estate that I didn't even know what to say about that. But with this update, everything got a lot more smoother. And now finally, we can resize the windows as well using this click over here. So this is kind of helpful. This will like unify your Mac experience onto your iPad. And you can organize everything on floating windows by itself without even have to enable the stage manager thing that used to be there. So that's a good point. But with this one, you can have multiple windows all at once. So you can use it more like your Mac. And speaking of Mac, we now have a menu bar. Many people actually wanted that for a very long time. So when you open an app and just swipe down from the top, you will see the menu bar. You have all those basic menus like file, edit, format and stuff like that. Very similar to that of macOS. And also we can resize them using the navigation buttons here and also close the app right away. So as of now, I'm currently using the iPadOS 26 developer beta. So many things are still under process. So inside any app, when we go to the file option, we don't see much options as of now because the developers of the third-party apps are already working on it. We can surely see some apps actually roll this out before the public beta. Apps like Procreate, Photoshop, DaVinci are obviously gonna make the most of this feature, that's for sure. I'll be making an updated video when everything rolls out smoothly. But as of now, let's have the first look. So the window navigation buttons are very useful. So we can quickly resize and minimize apps. I went inside Apple Notes to see how it's working out. So in full screen mode, when I go to edit, I have a list of all the options that you can see: copy, paste, undo, redo, etc. This can help you speed up your workflow a lot, especially if you connect it to a keyboard or a trackpad. Now inside Apple Notes, when I click on the file option, I get a set of tools that I can choose from: new note, new folder, new smart folder, everything like that. So the addition of this menu bar can actually help you make the most of your iPad. And if you ever wanted to use your iPad as your primary computer, well, now you can. And also if you connect the Apple Magic Keyboard with this one, you can use all the gestures and keyboard shortcuts that you could on your Mac. It's gonna stay the same. And also if you're enjoying this so far, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. That would definitely help me out a lot. But one issue that is kind of bothering me in the floating windows is that it's way too round. Apple had to do that to match the roundness of the iPad. But this one is a little bit too round if you compare that with macOS and stuff like that. It is gonna take you a while to get used to it, but it won't really bother you after a few months of usage, that's for sure. Now that multitasking is out of the way, let's address the elephant in the room, and that is liquid glass. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of how it looks, and it also kind of made the icons look a bit weird, to be honest. And we have this neat little thing to customize and select the dark mode and stuff like that from this one. You can of course go for the clear theme and plan it out if you're into that. Else we have the default mode and the dark mode, of course, and also options for tinted view in case you wanted to use that. But was this something that you would like? Clear mode like this? Let me know in the comments. But one thing I forgot to mention, because of all the multitasking mess that is going on, I'm not really sure if the older iPad models will be able to keep up with the software. If you're using the iPad 9 Gen or something lower with a backdated processor, I kinda have a gut feeling that it's gonna lag a lot if you try to multitask and do stuff like that using the floating window. It's a total chaos in that aspect. And if you are a video editor, this thing is gonna really help you. Firstly, we have the menu bar. And secondly, Apple finally decided to revamp the Files app. So first things first, you can now add folders into your dock that that was super helpful. So if there are few files that you regularly have to use if you're an editor or perhaps a student, like you can make a folder and put it into your doc. It can consist of your lectures, study notes and stuff like that, or video assets if you're a video editor. This is gonna speed up your workflow a lot. And inside the Files app itself, we can now customize our folders as per our Mac. Like you can change the colors of the folders, add icons and stuff like that. Pretty much everything you had on the Mac as far as folders are concerned and now here on the iPad. And now we can finally micromanage our folders. Like we can sort it into icons lists and it will give you all the folder details that you are familiar to using Mac and other desktop computers. And you can also toggle file name extension. So you can exactly see if the photo is in HEIC or WebP or rather a PNG file. So that's going to be useful for not getting confused, that is. And speaking of video editing, we now have live updates on the iPad as well, just like you have them on your iPhone. And the cherry on top is that it can show you the progress bar. For example, if you're exporting a video and you know it's going to take a time, now you can simply quit the app but still have a progress bar of when your video is going to get exported. This thing is super helpful. You don't have to keep opening your video editor again and again just to see the progress of the video that you're exporting. So yeah, you can save some time and maybe have a monster during that. Sorry, not sponsored by Monster, by the way. And also because of the liquid glass, this is what the notifications look like. I'm still not a fan. You can't convince me otherwise. We have all the other updates similar to that of iOS 26. Like FaceTime can now do a live transcription of your audio and also do live translation of other languages as well. We do have a few changes regarding the audio aspect as well. You can now pinpoint and select the correct audio input if you're recording elsewhere. And also you get features like voice isolation and stuff like that. So overall, the iOS 26 update was pretty vague. Nothing really happened, to be very honest, but the iPadOS 26 is definitely an update I was looking forward to. Leaving the liquid glass aside, the menu bar is especially gonna be super helpful. And also this is right in time because I was about to create a video on using the iPad as my primary computer, replacing my MacBook, that is. So that is gonna be so much more convenient after this one. And because of the menu bar, a lot of possibilities are now there. Like I can pretty much see other third-party apps making the most out of it, especially creative apps like DaVinci Resolve, Procreate, Clip Studio and the rest. And also if you're a student and you need to draft stuff on Apple Notes or maybe Excel and stuff, the menu bar will make things easier for you, that's for sure. And you'll feel like home after switching from your computer because it will exactly stay the same. And Excel users, now you can use all those keyboard shortcuts and macros if you want to. And since we have the ability to resize windows and multitask, this thing will be really useful if you're a student. For example, on one side you can have your Notes app opened, on the other side maybe the PDF or something, and maybe in a small floating window you can have things like Spotify there in case you wanted to play some study music, or even use some other Notes app just for taking quick notes or maybe the sticky notes kind of thing. It will really help you in organizing stuff. But nevertheless, everything kind of still feels laggy because it's still in beta. So I won't recommend that you install it as of now. You should wait for the public beta to release because this one is the developer beta for all the apps and devs to actually work on the stuff that will further enhance your experience, especially using the menu bar. So if you want to install the iPadOS 26 right now, simply create a developer account on Apple. And once that is done, you will find this option called beta updates in your software update segment. Just do that and you are done. So do let me know in the comments what you think specifically of the liquid glass because that's what is making me curious. But till the time I make an updated video on this, if you would like to know more about iPad hacks that you can use to enhance your life, then click here on this video and over there I've shared some hidden iPad tricks that you should definitely check out. See you there.